Now the rest of the story. In the game of golf, there are the goods, the first-rates, and the greats. And finally, there are a stupendous few, for whom a golf club is a magic wand. Dennis Walters is just such a magician, a world-renowned trick shot artist who performs his wizardry for almost 100,000 slack-jawed spectators every year. It wasn't always like this. In fact, once upon a time, Dennis Walters was your average run-of-the-mill great golfer. He was the New Jersey State Junior Champion, placed 11th in the U.S. Amateur Championships, and earned a golf scholarship at North Texas State University. He played the European Tour and the so-called mini-tours of Florida, all in preparation for the biggest of the big time, the PGA Tour. But this is the rest of the story. One day, Dennis Walters saw some remarkable film footage of yesterday's trick shot artist doing the apparently impossible. So fascinated was Dennis that the next time he was on the practice tee, he tried a little of what he had seen. At first he thought, this is incredible. No human being can do such things. But he kept trying. He kept experimenting. He began inventing. And soon it became obvious that Dennis Walters had what it took to make the jump. From professional hopeful to grandmaster of sleight-of-hand golf. What Dennis Walters does in his 50-some one-hour golf shows each year is just a hair shy of absolutely unbelievable. For example, he can hit 3 balls at once. 3 balls stacked on top of one another. Or he can hit a ball with a raw egg on top of it without breaking the egg. He can turn a left-handed club into a right-handed club by simply turning it upside down. He can hit a driver with 3 hinges in its shaft or one whose shaft is made of nothing but radiator hose. He can hit a golf club that's only 12 inches long or one that's 6 feet long. And then he can turn around and knock the ball 230 yards off a tee that's 2 feet high. And imagine this, for his exhibitions, Dennis invented something called a 12-iron, a 7-iron and a 5-iron welded together, with which he can accurately strike 2 balls at once. Dennis hits a golf ball with such astonishing precision that he can pick one off the face of a wristwatch without marring the crystal of the watch. And if you're fortunate enough to speak with this 38-year-old miracle maker afterward, he might tell you about a real miracle that happened 14 years ago. It was on a hilly golf course in his home state of New Jersey. There, Dennis was driving a golf cart around a sharp curve, at which point the brakes gave out and the cart flipped over. Well, a miracle was that Dennis survived. But then an even bigger miracle occurred. Dennis Walters took up trick shot golf and has become one of the greats among trick shot golfers. Despite this, a remnant of his July 1974 golf cart accident. You see, Dennis Walters injured his spine and was left permanently paralyzed from the waist down. In a sport where the lower body is supposed to count for so very much, Dennis Walters has none. He makes all of his golf magic while sitting down. And now you know the rest of the story.